that really happens. Joe, I want to talk about, and if you have it, Robbie, I was on Facebook the other night, well, like many nights, and I saw this poster that this guy put up, and
I
if you
forgot.
have the actual poster so I can get the quote right, was somebody to the effect there's 400 species have homosexuality. Actually, there's more than 400 species. That's factually incorrect. And only one has homophobia.
Define homosexuality. Define that.
Same sex having sex with each other.
Okay,
Yes.
so I have a male dog and a female dog,
Hmm.
and both of them are fixed. And the female dog jumps on top of the back of the male dog and humps him. Now, I realize you're still talking about men and women, and I know there's certain deviant acts where that's the position of the woman. I mean, I understand that. But you understand these things, they don't know what they're doing. They're animals. They don't.
You're right. You're
Is
right.
that a gay animal?
Yeah. So it's only homosexual if you are choosing to have sex. If you're a man choosing to have sex with a man other than a woman, you prefer. If you're just willing to have sex with everything, that doesn't make you homosexual. Is what you're
When
saying. You just don't
my
know any better. Whatever, anything works.
Right. When my brother and I were growing up, we had a Lhasa Apso. And I used to have this hand puppet. It was like a skunk. And my dog, when I put it on, my dog would attack it and eventually hump it. You understand? It doesn't know. It's humping anything that has fur. It doesn't know if it's a man or a woman. They don't fall in love. I mean, come on.
Okay, so you already see my problem is with the second part of that, but you already have a problem with the
I do.
homosexuality. It's just
Well, there's just animal, right. There's animal behavior is what there is. I don't think that and by the way, I do think that people are born gay
right.
and that they have homosexual tendencies and that they are predisposed to like the same sex. I have no problem with that. But animals aren't gay. This is a dumb thing to say.
Okay, and it makes sense. And then the second part of that is only one is homophobic, which meaning humans, and then the rest of it is this, what's unnatural. So who's unnatural? It's basically trying to bash homophobes. So how do you know that an animal is not homophobic? I mean, how do you find that out? It's just a made up thing. There's not a tiger that hates another tiger that just because he's acts too fabulous, he doesn't want to be around him. I mean,
Well, you're right. Animals attack each other all the time. What do we got to get their motives? How do we plan on doing that?
right? It's just the hate.
My brother and I, this all goes back to our pets. So I have firsthand knowledge. My brother and I, when we were growing up, we had a hamster. Its name was Ookpick. No lie. And it had babies, and it proceeded to bite the heads off of every baby and kill it. Now, what is that? What's the story with that? Is it just
Knew the babies were gay, and it was
is
homophobic.
what is it sadistic? Help me out with the word.
Sadistic?
Right. What's the matter with this hamster that it's attacking these poor defenseless babies? Well, they're animals, you idiots. You gay idiot.
Right. Well, that's my other. I don't want to get sidetracked with PETA though. People for the ethical treatment of animals. Animals don't treat each other ethically, so I don't know.
No, they
Yeah.
pummel each other.
Right.
Now, here's the other thing. Who doesn't acknowledge that homophobia is wrong?
I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those posters. The guy's trying to make a stance, but I came out. I hated that guy. He's my Facebook friend, but I don't know him. It's one of those deals. So I dislike him now. I have a phobia against that guy.
Is he gay?
I don't think so. I think he's super. Then he said because I made a comment, and then he said Republicans and Michelle Bachmann too, or something of the other species. And then it got to this weird thing. I was like, okay, all right. So he was a moron, and I didn't feel like having a real conversation with this guy. But it's this kind of thing that it's when I hear people talking about gay and straight. People say I love gay people. How can you love a whole group of people just on? You're not supposed to care. I don't care what someone does, who they're into sexually. So I wouldn't like someone or dislike one based on that.
Well, if you
Well,
were
saying that's just like to me saying I don't like you because you're gay. Is just as stupid because that implies that either I like someone just for the basis that they're a man and a man. That's enough for me to like them. Or I think every gay person is exactly the same, which is insulting.
I will say this, is that if people are weird, that will make me uncomfortable. No, I'm not saying that if you're gay, you're weird. But what I am saying is that if you're overly effeminate, that's weird to me, right? Just like
Of course.
if you always, spit when you talked, or if you had odd views on things, or if you decided that you only wanted to shave one side of your head. I mean, there's a lot of different things, qualities that people have. I don't really know anybody that only shaves one side of their head. That would say I don't like that bothers me, right? Now, if you're again, I'm telling
And
you,
that's fine, I think.
I know gay people. I have no problem with some. Some I have horrible problems with. I mean, it has nothing to do with them being gay, but I do hate agenda-driven people.
Yes.
This guy who's so concerned about the home to justifying it. By the way, we're better than animals, sir. I don't know if you know that, right? So if something happens in the animal kingdom, that's not a good thing, right? Maybe we have it right because we do have homophobia and they don't. And this is where they're eating their own fecal matter and they're killing themselves and they're rioting. And you follow, you understand what I'm
Right, no,
saying?
exactly.
It's not a wonderful thing to be like the animals. As a matter of fact, if I say to you, Rob, you're acting like an animal, that's an insult. That's not a
Right.
compliment. You don't want to be an animal.
Oh, well, thank you very much. You mean I'm not being homophobic? Yeah.
And we are above the animals. Does everyone understand this? We are. They are there for our pleasure and use, right? We don't keep a person as a pet. It's illegal. But I can keep an animal as a pet. You understand? They are beneath us. They are beneath us on the social level. They're beneath us in every way. We're smarter than animals, sir. I don't know if he knows that. I will literally take a test, any intellectual test against any member of the animal kingdom. I will.
You're smarter than every animal that's ever existed.
Every animal. There's never been an animal that walked this earth that was smarter than me. Never in the history. From back to the protozoan, all the way through the dinosaurs. I don't really Paleolithic or whatever. You go all the way through to today, to the dolphin that got a new tail. All of them. I'm smarter than the chimp that took over the world or whatever. I'm smarter than every one of them.
I also think that every homophobic human is more tolerant of gay people than any animal.
Yes, you're right. Because if you put a gay person in with a polar bear, he would eat it.
Right. He's moving his hands all crazy. He's doing this and
He
that.
comes in on a float. There's flowers all
Right.
over it. A polar bear is not
Yeah.
going to put up with that.
No,
No,
he's
you're
gonna kill him.
100% correct that any animal is going to treat a gay a lot more aggressively. What's more of a hate crime? If somebody beats you up or if someone eats your head, literally decapitates you and eats it.
I think eats the head is
It's
worse.
much, much worse.
My problem is I don't like anyone who I have them figured out immediately. Like they're the cliched. I don't like the over-the-top, flamboyant gay guy. I know exactly, like on X Factor, I watched this the other night. I was like, okay, I know exactly everything who you're into. I don't like the over-the-top, super sports fan guy who's always painting his face and has a jersey on at all times and yelling really loud. I don't like the thug black dude at the side who, I have you figured out immediately. It's like just it's so boring and it bothers me. That's like because that's not who you really are. Okay, it doesn't being gay. I know we joke about you're gay, you're this or that, but you think the guy in the military who's gay has a lot in common with Elton John? Really think that just because they're both gay? No, I think they're different people. And the fact that they both are into men is the only it's just stupid to me.
Here's the takeaway. We're better than animals. They take direction from us, right?
Right.
There are horrible people in every aspect of society, be it race, be it sexual preference, be it different places that you live. There's horrible people everywhere. I'll choose who to not like. All right? I will choose that. Now, if I am treating someone specifically because they are a member of that group a way that takes their rights away, then I'm responsible. That's it. That's the only thing. Quit telling me I need to behave like a newt. All right? That's a dumb thing to say.
Yeah, well, maybe I can get this guy to